My dear brothers and sisters, I am very delighted to see that this wonderful program for faculty development has been organized by the team headed by Richaji on Indian knowledge tradition for faculty development. This is very, very important, useful, and is most needed in the modern times. Therefore, I congratulate the whole team of IIT Kharagpur or IIT Kanpur for organizing this dimension. Macaulay, when he returned from India, he told that in India at that time, education was there in Gurukula system in almost 99% of the students were getting education. He said, if we had to rule over India for a long time, it is possible only if we change the education system and bring English-based education system. More important than that, when it was approved and he started execution, the first thing that he did was that students who are sitting in deep meditation in the morning times, he said, don't be lazy, come on, get up and be active. And he completely removed the dimensions of meditation from the education system. Not only in India, all over the world, this has happened. Wherever the England ruled, in their own country as well, education system was revamped with a scientific base one side and removing the aspect of meditation. I was thinking, why did this happen? Then I understood that he had conceived of only two states of mind. One, a lazy mind, lethargic mind, tamasic mind, full of laziness, lethargy, calmness, peace, and sitting quiet and so on. Another is energetic mind, sharp mind, brilliant mind, innovative mind, creative mind. And therefore he thought of only two. Probably here we have the greatest contribution of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi in late 60s and early 70s, where he brought transcendental meditation and said this calming down of the mind, silencing of the mind, or staying in a single thought is not laziness, is not tamas. It is a state higher than what you call as a dynamic, creative, intelligent mind. Through his research, which were published in nearly 800 research papers all over the world, it became very clear to the people at large that there are three states of mind and not two. They are called as tamasic mind, rajasic mind, and sattvic mind. Or in the tamasic mind, laziness, lethargy, drowsiness, sleepiness, everything. Naturally, you have to shatter that. So he was right. But meditation is not that lazy mind, lethargic mind, the sleepy mind, but it's full of energy, vitality, calmness, peace. And that state is the wonderful thing that is very necessary. So, all over the world, people were able to accept this dimension, the third dimension, as very, very important, and TM became very, very popular around the globe. But we had to bring this into our education system. In the present education system, which is continuing even now, we have children who are taught to be faster mind, quicker mind, brilliant mind, intelligent mind, creative mind, innovative mind, faster, and never calmness of the mind, silencing of the mind, tranquilling of the mind with peace and others. What is the result? There's a big imbalance. And this big imbalance has been the root cause for all the ills that we see in our students. We get a lot of children and students from different parts of the world here in our university. I get thrilled about them. Such wonderful creative mind, fast mind. Something goes wrong, immediately they will go and then correct it. They're so good. But ask them to sit quiet and lie down in Shavasana. That's the biggest punishment we give. Why? It's not their mistake. It's our mistake. Patanjali has told this gaining mastery over the mind is yoga. The mastery consists of two things. One is to speed up the mind, faster mind, creative mind, develop innovative mind, everything. Another is to calm down the mind, silence the mind, tranquil the mind, go deeper and deeper and deeper into the silence. That are like two wings on which one has to fly. Therefore, he has embedded these two dimensions in all the Ashtanga Yoga dimensions. So, eight-limbed yoga, which you are all familiar. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Direct and the indirect way to gain mastery over the mind. Therefore, this has to be brought forth in our education system. As faculty, we all have gone through this process and we have missed the second dimension to calm down the mind. We have to see that this is incorporated in our educational system itself. That's the way by which we'll be able to develop ourselves to raise from our normal level to be great, healthy, happy, blissful human beings. Because of the big imbalance that has been created, our students are getting stuck with drug addicts. You see what is happening in the United States. They are becoming slaves to drugs. Gun culture has become so rampant. And I was there in early 70s. I remember in a class, a boy comes with a gun in his hand. In America, guns are freely available. You can go and buy. And he shoots all his classmates, 30 of them, including the teacher. When he was asked, it's such a pride for me that I was able to kill all these people with a gun. Where are we going? Now the drugs have become so rampant. 5 years back, we had a big conference at Harvard. The topic was yoga for drug addiction. All top experts in the field of drugs, they presented their paper. Conclusion of every paper is they have no solution. And they are seeking the whole solution in yoga. That because we are nearby county, there I told 25% of the youngsters have become drug addicts. They have set up about nearly 10 drug de-addiction centers, spending millions of dollars every month. These people will stay there for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. When they get a little better, they are brought back to society. In a few days, they again take to the drugs and come back. Literally, they were crying. We have no solution. It's all related to the slavery of the senses. And that is rooted in this big imbalance in the mind level. So why did that happen? Because of the cognitive deficiency within us. In the Vijnanamaya Kosha, we have the right knowledge, and that is called as the pramana. Pratyaksha anumana agamaha pramanani, as Patanjali says. Direct perception, inferential knowledge, the textbook knowledge. From there, the vidya starts. So the wrong knowledge starts setting in. It's called vipareya. Vipareya is the wrong knowledge. Seeing a ghost in a post, seeing a snake in a rope, these are called as vipareya. So when this sets in, they have a problem. Then it percolates down and it speeds up the mind. And the capacity to calm down the mind, silence the mind, goes on reducing. And you become very, very fast, sharp, intelligent, brilliant, ever there, but you have no capacity to calm down the mind, silence the mind. that comes down and becomes a big imbalance at the mind level called as adhi. That adhi, in turn, brings about emotions which get uncontrolled. Violent emotions start coming up: anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation, arrogance, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. All these things are coming up. And as a result of that, then you have problems starting. So all these modern NCDs, non-communicable diseases, asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, obesity, cancer, everything is rooted in this basic thing, a cognitive deficiency. Therefore, this has to be corrected. Otherwise, this adhi comes down to the pranamaya kosha, causing imbalances in all our pranic realm. Prana, apana, samana, udana, vyana, the five pancha pranas, they get into imbalance. And the result of that is start getting imbalances in the breathing. In the pranamaya kosha, the chakras, which are in a nice balance, they all get disturbed when it comes down to the body. Hits the higher centers of the brain, causing autonomic imbalance, endocrine imbalance, and that imbalance sets gradually into all organs and systems in the body. And depending on which system is the weakest, you get into those problems. It becomes a vyadhi. Adhi becomes a vyadhi. This is what is happening to our children in our schools. The big imbalance that is coming up. Look at all the computer games that they play. Everything is speeded up, speeded up. They make the mind very fast. And because of that, they have uncontrolled rush of senses toward the sense object. They get stuck with anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation. That has been analyzed in a wonderful way in Bhagavad Gita. How this comes up and becomes such a enslaving mechanism. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bhijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinashah buddhinashat pranashyati. Yes. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha. You have a topic, a person, an object of enjoyment. You go on thinking about it, a challenge that comes in, and you go on thinking about it again and again, again and again. Jayata Vishayan. What is the result? Sangahate Shupajayate. There is an attachment that develops. That attachments lead to attractions and repulsion. Raga and Dvesha comes up. This is the whole way by which the TV advertisements are based. You go on giving the same thing 10 times, 15 times, 100 times, you go on doing it. Gradually you get convinced about it. I remember my sister's son, he was quite young, he was only about 4 years old. He had seen in the TV Maggie at that time. And my mother, when she took him to the market, Mom, why don't you take Maggie? So nice, so nice. And she bought, came home and prepared Maggie, and he was all thrilled to start eating. He starts eating, but he didn't like the taste. But again, his brainwashing had taken place. No, it's good. Again eat. I could see how the whole process has rectified. This is what happened. So, an attachment leads to likes or dislikes, which, when not fulfilled, you get into the phase of krodha. Krodha is anger. And these violent emotions of anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation, all this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, leading to fear, leading to misery, is all very well known. So this is what's happening to our student community. Why? Because of the wrong notion that has come up, the wrong notion of vipareya, which is leading to avidya of speeded up mind and others. So what Patanjali says is you have to train our students back into the process of meditation, back into the process of calming down the mind, silencing the mind, tranquilizing the mind. So we started this experiment way back in 1976 when we took up our school educational program. We went into the deep interior belts of Arunachal Pradesh where education was the prime need to bring that area back to the mainstream. I was in Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari at that time. And then we have to bring about this dimension of yoga into the school children. Therefore, we developed programs to see that they learn the art of calming down the mind and silencing the mind, tranquilizing the mind, going into deeper and deeper peace right from beginning. So how it has to be done? The program should be very simple, very attractive, and it should be done. Therefore, we had a committee of top experts in the field of cognitive sciences, education system, child psychiatrists, psychologists, yoga experts. We all sat together and see how best we can develop this. Our objective was to bring total personality development and build the consciousness that is needed. We concretize that as fourfold personality development: physical, mental, emotional, intellectual. Fourfold consciousness: civic sense, patriotism, service, spiritual zeal. And we develop integrated yoga modules to be introduced in schools only 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours in a week. So we had graded approach of doing that. For example, class 1, we said we have eyesight improvement. Then we have hearing development and voice culture. Third year, physical stamina development, memory development, IQ development, creativity development, team spirit development, civic sense development. All this one by one, 10 modules we developed. And we started experimenting them. And children started blossoming like wonderful flowers. And we wanted to bring the scientific research into it. We did scientific research and published the papers to show that these integrated modules are very, very effective. Therefore, people in general can recognize and accept these integrated yoga modules for the total development. Every morning, the children would sit and chant the morning prayers, and of the prayers, they were all asked to sit quietly, calmly, silently. I went once, and there were 400 children in our school, and after the wonderful chanting of the Bhagavad Gita and a few prayers, the teacher said that let us all now meditate. Everybody sat. I was saying 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Everybody was sitting with such calmness like statues. I was very, very happy. Yes, now we have been able to achieve what we wanted. Then I called a boy and asked, what were you doing? You were sitting like a statue. What was happening to you? Then he says, sir, for me, my Ishtadevata is Swami Vivekananda. When I sit there, complete picture of Swami Vivekananda comes to me. Everybody had their own Ishtadevata, role models. Somebody has Ramakrishna, somebody had Shardama, somebody had Rama, Krishna, Hanuman, Lakshmi, Christ. So their own Ishtadevata. And the result was very, very attractive. And the other dimension that we brought is what we call the Krida Yoga. In the integrated yoga module, how to use games to develop these aspects were also incorporated. And about 120 different yoga games were developed, Krida Yoga, as we call, brought out the book. And that was introduced. The children used to love them. Normally, in most schools and others, when they wanted to bring in yoga, they started, okay, we'll give you some asana. Which asana to be given? They were all in a flux. Hardly pranayama and meditation were brought. They thought yoga means only yogasana, and okay, we'll do some asanas in the first class, second some asanas and others. But our focus was total personality development, fourfold consciousness development. And the results was very, very good. I remember at that time, the children normally were taken every year for a hike. In Arunachal Pradesh, we have huge mountains, Himalayan mountains, 200, 300, 500 feet high. So the children all get very enthused for this hike. I remember on that day I also joined them. We had almost 300 children. Everybody had a dao, something like macho to cut the thing. Because no way to go there. You have to cut the thorns and others, and then you have to make your way. And it will take almost 3 to 4 hours to reach the peak. Or started, and they were very enthusiastic and going fast. After about 15 minutes, there was a young lad who was only about 9 years old. He came and told our teacher. Teachers are called Didi, Didi. Didi, I'm feeling very weak. I had some stomach problem and some loose motion. So I'm feeling very weak. I cannot go up. So please, all of you go. And when you come back, I'll be praying here and I will join you. Then Didi asked him to sit, caressed him, and said, my dear, who is your Ishtadevata, role model? Oi, why Didi, don't you know? He pulled out Hanuman, show the picture. Then you sit and meditate, Hanuman, he will give you all the energy needed. Then he sits and start doing this. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. 8 minutes, he jumps up and starts running. Before other people reach the peak, he reaches. This is the power of meditation. So children had to be brought into this thing. For that as faculty, we must know the importance and the grandeur of such meditation. So my request to you all as faculty that you should all experiment on that. The easiest way we have found in our universities to find out your Ishtadevata. I tell them, whoever is your Ishtadevata you can choose, depending on what you want to achieve in life. You want to be very rich, Lakshmi is your Aradhya Devata. You want to be very intelligent and wise and take ranks, Saraswati. And you want to be full of energy, vitality, physical stamina, want to be a great sportsman, Hanuman. And you want to be an ideal human being, Sri Rama. Or a perfect human being, Krishna Bhagavan. Embodiment of love, Christ. Embodiment of service and giving, Muhammad. Choose your own, depending on your choice. And there were many faculty, they said, sir, we don't believe in all gods and goddesses. It doesn't matter. Who is your role model? Your father, your grandfather, your mother, your wife, your husband, a scientist, a researcher, a professor, Nobel laureate, an engineer, whomever you want to choose. That's your Ishtadevata. Therefore, choosing that, you have to meditate on that. If you chase an Ishta, then the mind continuously gets absorbed in that. All our faculty have their own Ishtadevata. They sit up every day and meditate on that. Ishta mantra, Ishtadevata mantra. That is the thing that you do. So if we imbibe this aspect of calming down the mind, sitting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, start off with things and then see that 30 minutes, 1 hour you will be able to see. And we organize competitions for our students. Whoever sits for longer, sitting there continuously without movement, longer and longer, in any asana they want, they can do. They can do in Padmasana, they can do in Vajrasana, any asana, Sukhasana, sitting on the chair also. And the student wonderfully developed. I remember one of our classes, we had any asana we had chosen the Vrikshasana, the balancing pose, standing one right leg. And she closed her eyes and continuously stayed there, standing, meditating. I was so very happy and surprised. He stood for 2.5 hours like that. There was another boy who was there. He stood in Sirsasana 2 hours and 26 minutes. This is the capacity of our children. Our students are very, very good, but we have to give the direction. Therefore, my appeal to all of you who have come for the faculty development program, we as teachers have to come up. And if we imbibe these qualities, then the children also will do that. Therefore, what we did in our school education, all the teachers who were selected were first trained for 6 months in Kanyakumari to see that the dimensions of personality development have to be developed. The challenges that they face, how to solve them, all they undergo the training and they themselves sit and transform themselves. Then only we put them as teachers in the schools and the children blossom. Gradually, the number of schools in Arunachal and the northeast and Andaman Nicobar everywhere increased at Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya, and they're spreading more and more. Almost today, 65 schools have been there. Then we wanted to bring this to the higher education system, and in the UGC we formed a wonderful team, all yoga experts, and see that this aspect has to be brought forth. So we formed the syllabus for bachelor's degree, the master's degree, and the doctoral program, and how the research has to be incorporated into this total dimension of personality development and consciousness development. And that is what UGC has been able to finalize, and it's available. And it can be introduced in any of the universities or colleges. There are many departments of yoga that are coming up who have started using this. And as you know, ours is the lone full-fledged yoga university in which we have 5 dimensions: division of yoga, spirituality, division of yoga, physical sciences, life sciences, management studies, and humanities. In all these fields, this aspect has to be brought forth. This is the core essence. In all the activities that we do, can we make our mind go into the deeper levels of silence, deeper levels of samadhi, and reach greater and greater heights of development. And there's a wonderful question asked by Sri Rama to Vasishtha in Yoga Vasishtha. Sir, how do you know I'm going in the right direction? Whether my sadhana is in the right direction? Please tell me. Then Vasishtha rightly replies, the best way to assess yourself is Anudinam Tanutvam Yati Arishad Vargani. When your 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, they all start getting reduced, then you are in the right path. Therefore, I tell all our students here that at the end of the year, if you say that I have learned so many asanas, so many pranayamas, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, meditation, you get good things, I will not be happy. If you say that's a transformation within you, tamas has reduced, rajas has controlled, and sattva has increased. Actually, we make measurement of the 3 things using a Vedic personality inventory. Every student will know I have got 40% tamas, 40% rajas, only 20% sattva. Or the reverse. I have got 60% sattva, 20% rajas, 20%. So they all have to grow. At the end of the year, again, we make the measurement, but it takes time. It's a simple questionnaire, 10, 15 minutes, you can pull it up and then get this. And they all focus on their own development. And this is what yoga is meant for. Therefore, in this wonderful seminar of faculty development, in which we have chosen the topic rightly, that Indian knowledge tradition has to be brought forth, and we have to see that we all grow in the right direction in yoga education. Particularly, we have to start in the school education level. It's very important. And this is what we have proposed to the government. So, NCTE, the National Council of Teacher Educators, as you know, 13.5 lakhs of teachers are trained every year. Yoga has been made compulsory. Then NCERT came forward and we formed the syllabus. It is available and is made compulsory. And UGC level 2. But today in our country, it is a state prerogative to use or not to use it. Therefore, we allow them to have their own choice. Many states have incorporated. Recently, our Chief Minister in Karnataka also had come. He said, we want to introduce this in all our schools. The process is going on. Therefore, this can happen when we have good teachers. Teacher training is the most important. Therefore, we have various ways of teacher training program. You've got residential program, 1 month, 2 months, and people who undergone BSc, MSc, and PhD, they all become teachers. But more and more people are needed to cater to the need of the entire country. Therefore, we have online program that we started. We call it the Yoga Instructor Course, the Yoga Teachers Training Course. And this is how we have to spread this message and standardize the whole dimension. And this is the need of the hour. If you want to bring really the grandeur of an Indian knowledge system back into our system and expand what Macaulay has brought in our education system with science and technology and others, we have to expand this dimension to add on this dimension of total personality development and the fourfold consciousness development. And this is going to be a great contribution of India to world thought and culture. Therefore, our NCTE has asked us to prepare these videos of all the things, and through the Swayam, now we are preparing. Probably in another 2, 3, 4 months, we should be able to bring about very nice videos on all these things, and it's available freely on the MOOC, so that everybody can make use of these things and use for bringing this dimension. Therefore, once again, I'm very, very happy that you have organized this beautiful faculty development program. Thanks to Richard Chupraji and all the team that have been made possible. We have another program today. It has come up, the World Cup on Yogasanas, and the International Yoga Sports Federation have come forward to have that this time in India in our campus. Earlier, they had first in London and in Rome and in Beijing. After COVID, they wanted to bring it here, and we have this program that has come nearly 200 athletes who have been competing in this Yogasana competition. Discuss with you, but I'll be happy to receive any of the emails and any questions that you may have, any other things, I'll be able to reply to you in this thing. Please excuse me that I have to go. Thank you very much.